بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله صلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. The best thing to begin the lecture with are some verses of the Quran about the mercy. And the first one of them is the one I recited at the beginning. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. This is a tranquility and calmness and reassurance. The ayah is so beautiful. And it has to be recited in the best way. So it gives much more reassurance. What does the ayah say? Say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, that means by sinning, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful. But He did not stop here. But some people say, wow, how nice is this? Finished, that's all. We sin, and Allah says, O my servants who sin, don't despair of the mercy of Allah. وَأَنِيبُوا إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ, then submit to your Lord. وَأَسْلِمُوا لَهُ, surrender to Him, comply to Him. مِن قَبْلِ أَن يَأْتِيَكُمُ الْعَذَابُ ثُمَّ لَا تُنصَرُونَ, before the punishment comes to you and you won't be supported. So it's beautiful ayah to begin with. Now, okay. The mercy of Allah is so wide. قال عذابي أصيب به من أشاء ورحمتي وسعت كل شيء فسأكتبها للذين يتقون ويؤتون الزكاة والذين هم بآياتنا يؤمنون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, my punishment I afflict with it whom I will. But my mercy encompasses all things. So I'll decree it, especially for those who fear me and give alms, and those who believe in our verses. I'll give it, I'll grant it to those types of people. والذين لا يدعون مع الله إلها آخر ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ولا يزنون ومن يفعل ذلك يلقى أثاما يضاعف له العذاب يوم القيامة ويخلد فيه مهانا إلا من تاب وآمن وعمل عملا صالحا فأولئك يبدل الله سيئاتهم حسنات وكان الله غفورا رحيما. As for those who do not invoke with Allah another deity, nor they kill the soul without right, they do not fornicate, but whoever does this will be meeting a chastisement punishment, which will be doubled, multiplied on him. And he will be thrown in hellfire, humiliated, except for those who repented and believed and worked righteous deed. For those, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be substituting their evil deeds with good ones. For Allah is all forgiving, all merciful. وَاسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. In another ayah, لَوْلَا تَسْتَغْفِرُونَ اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. The Prophet Nuh, I think he was saying to his people, shouldn't you rather seek Allah's forgiveness, then Allah will forgive you. For Allah, you'll be granted mercy. Seek Allah's forgiveness, and Allah will grant you mercy. Shouldn't you do that? وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ سُوءًا أَوْ يَظْلِمْ نَفْسَهُ ثُمَّ يَسْتَغْفِرِ اللَّهَ يَجِدِ اللَّهَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. And whoever does a wrong or wrongs himself, but then seeks forgiveness of Allah, he will find Allah all forgiving, all merciful. Don't busy with yourself thinking about, I've been committing many sins. How can Allah forgive? How can Allah forgive? This is the inspiration of the devil. When that occurs in your mind, remember that this is the whispering of the devil. Don't say, how will Allah be forgiving me? You know, Satan comes sometimes by the axis of emotion. Axis of emotion. Oh, how many sins have we committed? It seems, I think Allah will not forgive me. This in itself is whispering of the devil. Shouldn't you rather rush to the lavabo, take wudu, and perform 2 pure prayers? What do I mean by pure prayers? Pure rak'ah. Pure from being distracted in anything in this life. Speaking to Allah directly. Making sure that nothing had taken you away from your prayer. You know what the Prophet said? If you committed a sin, then you performed a perfect wudu and pure rak'ah, pure focusing on Allah, nothing, speaking to Allah, thinking about nothing. No hadith, nafs, nothing will distract you. This will cause forgiveness. وَإِذَا جَاءَكَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِآيَاتِنَا فَقُلْ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ كَتَبَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ الرَّحْمَةِ أَنَّهُ مَنْ عَمِلَ مِنْكُمْ سُوءًا بِجَهَالَةٍ ثُمَّ تَابَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ وَأَصْلَحَ فَأَنَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Beautiful verses, wallahi. And when those who believe in our signs and they come to you, tell them peace on you. Allah had prescribed, decreed on Himself mercy. That is, if any one of you did something wrong, ignorantly, then he repents after that, right after that. And he amended, then Allah is forgiven, all forgiving, all merciful. وَإِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ الرَّحْمَنُ الرَّحِيمُ. And your God is one God. There is no other God but He. And He is the all-forgiving, all-merciful. Now, what is the consequence of, what is the thing that will be fruiting Allah's forgiveness and Allah's mercy? Something if you do, you'll be granted Allah's mercy and Allah's forgiveness. What is it? قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Say, if you love Allah, then obey me. Then Allah will love you and forgive you your sins. For Allah is forgiving, merciful. In another verse, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. And obey Allah and the Messenger, that Allah may grant you mercy. Obey, follow, ittabi', ati'. Obey, follow. Those two things will be fruiting mercy and forgiveness. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it that somebody says, what's wrong with doing this, ya akhi? What's wrong? You know why he says what's wrong? Because he has no evidence. So he has to fill the gap. filling the gap is by saying, the only thing that he can fill the gap with is to say, what's wrong with that, ya akhi? Did we fall in kufr? If we, for example, celebrated the birthday of the Prophet, did we do kufr? It's not kufr, ya akhi. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong? The answer is, what's wrong with achieving Allah's forgiveness and mercy? He's saying to you, obey and follow, and you'll be granted mercy. Why do you innovate to be granted mercy? But Allah is telling you here, obey and follow, that you may granted mercy and forgiveness. But people like to argue. Their attitude is, this is what we inherited. That was the way, so it has to be. That's it. That's why the Muslims today are in trouble. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَمَا ظَلَمْنَاهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not oppress them, but they were themselves oppressing themselves. Themselves oppressing themselves. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَلِقَائِهِ. What's the matter with them? Those who denied, who disbelieved in Allah's verses and the meeting with Allah, what's the matter with them? أُولَٰئِكَ يَئِسُوا مِن رَحْمَتِهِ. Those are the ones that had already despaired my mercy. وَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. And for them, for those people, there's painful punishment. رَبُّكُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِكُمْ إِن يَشَأْ يَرْحَمْكُمْ أَوْ إِن يَشَأْ يُعَذِّبْكُمْ وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ وَكِيلًا. Your Lord is most knowing of you. If He wills, He will have mercy upon you, and if He wills, He will punish you. And we have not sent you, O Muhammad, over them as a watcher or manager. Ah, how beautiful is that verse. Ready to hear it?
Yes.
وَلَا يَأْتَلِ أُولُو الْفَضْلِ مِنْكُمْ وَالسَّعَةِ أَنْ يُؤْتُوا أُولِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْمَسَاكِينَ وَالْمُهَاجِرِينَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَنْ يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. How beautiful is that? Allahu Akbar. And let not those of virtue among you and wealth swear not to donate to their relatives and the needy and the immigrants for the cause of Allah, and let them pardon and overlook. Wouldn't you like it that Allah should forgive you? And Allah is all forgiving, all merciful. There's a reason behind revealing this ayah. Someone who used to be supported by Abu Bakr, he used to give charity to him. He was one of those who helped on publicizing the propaganda against Aisha radiallahu anha, the fraud. And Abu Bakr said, Wallahi, I'm not going to give him. I'll stop my donation to him. His name was Mustah. He's a good Muslim, but he had mistaken. Abu Bakr said, I'm not going to give. I'll stop my donation on him. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah for the honor of Abu Bakr. Let not those of virtue, Abu Bakr is the greatest one in virtue. Wealthy, he was wealthy. Let him not give his oath that I will not give. But let them forgive and overlook. Don't you wish that Allah forgive you? Then after that, Abu Bakr said, before that, what did he say? Wallahi, I'll stop my donation to him. After the revelation of this ayah, what Abu Bakr said? Wallahi, I will never stop my donation to him. The opposite. This is the religion of mercy. People today are are deprived from that mercy. They think that they are living fine. And any problem they face, let's suicide. That's their life. The whole issue, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent this great messenger for what? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We did not send you but as an act of mercy unto all mankind. For all mankind. Those are the verses. I hope the atmosphere is beautiful with those recited and translated verses. Let's begin with the lecture. We did not begin yet. What's the difference between Rahim and Rahman? Rahim and Rahman. Rahman is a general mercy for everything. Rahim is a special mercy. That's why some English people, when we had this new translation of the Quran, Sahih International, they translated Ar-Rahman, general mercy. Ar-Rahim, special mercy. People did not understand that. Until today they say, what does this general mercy, special mercy? Yes, it's true though, that Allah has special mercy for those who believed in Him. And He has a general mercy. There are people outside who say, oh, we don't want to be a God botherer. We don't need His religion. We're fine. We're okay. Or, I don't believe in Him. Where is He? He's not existed. Where is He? You know where you will find Him? You will find Him on your time of disaster. He won't be saying, where is God? No, He won't be saying, no God, but He was saying, oh God. I've asked one of those people, said, well, he was asking me the evidence. And I said to him, did you pass by any disaster, any trouble, He said, yes. I said, didn't you say, oh God? He said, yeah. Yeah, I said it. They admitted. Now that's not the topic. So, Ar-Rahman is general mercy. Even for those who deny Him, He's providing them. Rahim is a special mercy. We ask Allah to treat us, to deal with us at the Day of Judgment, and always by His mercy, not by His justice. We don't only want His justice, we want something more than His justice. Because by justice, our worship will never go equally with Allah's favor upon us. So we always have zero. We always have zero. Like, since we're giving the lecture about mercy, which one we should be overweighting when we talk to people, when we approach people about mercy? Should we give them the good news about Allah's mercy? Should we bring this, precede this? Should we remind people about Allah's mercy, or we should be warning them about Allah's punishment? Which one we should proceed first? Mercy first. Yeah, but it depends. At the moment of death, you should never remind people about their punishment, about Allah's punishment. At the moment of death, when you see someone dying, he's about to die, you don't say to him, you know, Allah's punishment is great. Then he'll be saying, please, I don't want to die. And that may cause him a bad end. And you're the responsible person for that. No. When a person is on the bed of death, then we remind him about Allah's mercy. Yes, here is the right place. But if you see someone going to the bar, nightclub, and then not praying, and you say to him, don't worry, brother, Allah's mercy is great. You're not wise. It's true that Allah is merciful, but you're not wise. No. I want you to imagine Allah's mercy. There was a battle between the Muslims and the Kuffar, and one of the women in the battle, she saw a child, very thirsty child, a young infant. And her breast, she had a lot of good breast in her chest. She took the child immediately and sticked him to her chest, and she started to feed him. Then the Prophet said, do you imagine that this woman would be throwing her child in the fire? They said, no. No, impossible. Then he said, Lallahu arhamu bi'ibadihi min hadihi biwaladiha. Allah is more merciful to His servants than this mother to her child. Just like what Allah said, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. And my mercy had encompassed everything. And to give you another imagination about Allah's mercy, the Prophet ﷺ said, according to the hadith of Muslim, that Allah made the mercy in 100, let's say units. He divided His mercy to 100 mercies. He kept with Him 99, and He descended on earth 1. By this one, all creatures are dealing with one another. Even the predator animals, even the predator animals who have a big claws. They catch, even with their canines as well, when they catch their children, they are so careful not to harm them. This is one of the appearances of that one part of mercy, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended on earth. How much He has with Him at the Day of Judgment? 99%. That is why the Prophet ﷺ said, لو يعلم الناس ما عند الله عز وجل من العقوبة ما طمع بجنته أحد. If people imagined or knew how great is Allah's punishment at the Day of Judgment, none of them will ever be keen to be granted His mercy. ولو يعلم الكافر ما عند الله من الرحمة ما قنط من رحمته أحد. And if the disbeliever knows what mercy Allah has, none will be despairing from His mercy. And we are ordered to be merciful to people on earth. So the one in heaven will be merciful to us. ارحموا من في الأرض يرحمكم من في السماء. And I like what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about His believers, who are allies to one another. والمؤمنون والمؤمنات بعضهم أولياء بعض. نعم. يأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر ويقيمون الصلاة ويؤتون الزكاة ويطيعون الله ورسوله أولئك سيرحمهم الله. There's another ayah, سيدخلهم الله في رحمته. Allah will admit them in His mercy. And Jannah, one of the names of Jannah is Rahmah. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Allah will let them enter His mercy, it also means enter His Jannah, because His Jannah is His mercy as well. So I like it. I like this ayah. سيدخلهم الله في رحمته إن الله هو الغفور الرحيم. Among the beautiful symbols of Allah's mercy, that Allah will get the believer closer to Him, to the extent that He will be putting His kanaf over him to cover him, and getting closer to him in an act of covering his sin. He doesn't want anyone to know about his servant's sin. And you'll be saying to him, أَتَعْرِفُ ذَنْبَ كَذَا? Do you know that so and so sin you committed in life? أَتَعْرِفُ ذَنْبَ كَذَا? فَيَقُولُ نَعْمُ. And the servant will say, yes. حَتَّى إِذَا قَرَّرَهُ بِذُنُوبِهِ. Until when he reminded him and made him acknowledging, confessing all his sins that he committed. Do you remember that sin? Do you remember that? Do you remember? Then he said, yes, O Allah. And when he remembers all of these sins and Allah keeps saying to him, do you remember this? Do you remember that? Then he will be certain that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to perish him. Khalas, he is perishing. Then suddenly Allah will say to him, سترتها عليك في الدنيا وها أنا أغفرها لك اليوم. I have covered your sins in life, and this day here is my forgiveness for these sins that you committed. وها أنا, and here I am today forgiving your sins. I covered them in life, and I forgive them for you this day. Isn't this a great mercy? But what really amazes me is what Jibreel did to Pharaoh. There's no Christian one among us, that's why we say Pharaoh, no problem. Sometimes we give them help. We don't comply, we don't compromise, but sometimes if I say Musa, I don't know what you're talking about. Why you call him Moses? Shall I? Yeah. Jibreel, it's amazing. Pharaoh was saying, آمنت بالذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل وأنا من المسلمين. Pharaoh said, I believe in the one who the people of Israel believed in, and I'm one of the Muslims. MashaAllah. Pharaoh. What did Allah say to him? الآن وقد عصيت قبل. Now, why before you disobeyed, وكنت من المفسدين, and you were one of the corruptors. فاليوم ننجيك ببدنك لتكون لمن خلفك آية. You know the verse. Jibreel said to the Prophet Muhammad, if you should see me while I was filling the dust, the sand, into the mouth of Fir'aun, fearing that Allah's mercy may reach him. Jibreel was afraid that Allah's mercy may reach Fir'aun. Subhanallah, how great is that? Question: how can we achieve Allah's mercy? I mentioned that before to you. وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. Fear Allah that you may achieve mercy. لَوْلَا تَسْتَغْفِرُونَ اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. So how many things we have now? Obey Allah, fear Allah, seek Allah's forgiveness. Not what else? Be merciful to the weak, because you are weak to Allah, poor to Him. You need His mercy. So be merciful to those also who are in need of your mercy. Especially your wife, your children. How many people, they have beautiful face to the people outside. Smile. But when he enters his house, he is predator. He's beast. Especially those children. You don't imagine when your children watch you, they are watching a giant person, a big person. So be kind. The Prophet ﷺ was described that he was أرحم الناس بعيال وصبيان. He was أرحم الناس بالعيال والصبيان. He was the most merciful person ever regarding those dependent people, like slave, youngs, children. He was the best in mercy to those kinds of people. To the extent that when he was in preparation for the war, he used to say, "Bring me the weak ones among you." The weak ones. Shouldn't you know that you will be granted victory by those weak ones? You'll be provided by those weak ones. Victory, provision by those weak ones. How? بدعوتهم, بصلاحهم, بإخلاصهم. By their supplication, by their righteousness, by their sincerity. Small children, weak ones, young woman, weak wife. And we have to be extremely careful about a weak wife. Allah created her weak, weaker than you. Not to show your great muscles against her. No. Allah created her soft for the better of your children. She can't be tough and strong as you. Don't take advantage of this. Fear Allah that someday somebody will take advantage of your own sister or your own daughter. And the Prophet ﷺ was passing by the house of Uqbah ibn Amir. Uqbah ibn Amir. He saw him beating up his slave. And that slave was so weak. And when the slave saw the Prophet ﷺ, he sought refuge with him. Ya Rasulullah. But Uqbah ibn Amir did not see the Prophet yet. But he heard a voice from behind his back, saying to him, "I'lam Aba Mas'ud, lallahu aqdaru alayka minka ala abdik." Beware, be acquainted, know well, Abu Mas'ud, that Allah is stronger against you, much ever, than your power against your slave. Uqbah said, I turned to the back and I saw, oh, that was the Prophet Muhammad. Then immediately, that was his reaction. Oh, Prophet of Allah, he's free for the sake of Allah. Does he have any favor for that? No. What was the answer of the Prophet to him? For if you did not do, the fire would have been scorching you. أما إنك لو لم تفعل للفحتك النار. This is Islam. That is why the Prophet ﷺ said, الراحمون يرحمهم الرحمن ارحموا من في الأرض يرحمكم من في السماء. Those people of mercy will be granted mercy. Those people of mercy on earth will be granted mercy by the one who is in heaven. Be merciful to those on earth, and Allah will be merciful on you. Even Ar-Rahim. What is Ar-Rahim in English? Uterus? We call it uterus. I hate the word uterus. Uterus. What does it mean? Uterus. In Arabic, Allah had derived a name for that uterus from Himself. And it's called in Arabic, Ar-Rahim. It has something to do with mercy. Because the source of mercy is there. Here, where the person can be a brother, cousin, auntie, etc., etc. This is the center of relationship. And Allah called him, gave it the name Rahim. He said, أنا الرحمن خلقت الرحم وشققت لها اسما من اسمي. I am the Rahman. I created the Rahim, in which English people call uterus. Even this word in Arabic, it reminds you about the seriousness of the matter of maintaining your kinship, your relationship. So Allah said, I am Ar-Rahman. I created Ar-Rahim, and I derived to it a name from me, derived from my name. Whoever joined it, I will grant him mercy. And whoever cut it, that means boycotting his relationship with his father, sister, mother, etc., I will cut him. Whoever cut it, I'll cut him. This is beautiful. All of this this mercy, people are in need of it, for it. The companions used to be extremely lucky by living with the Prophet. Is that right? One of the companions didn't like what someone said. He said, I wish I was living with the Prophet. One of the companions got angry and said, watch out. There are people who lived with him, but they became hypocrites, and they will be in fire. Now, this companion did not mean anything, and he was not wrong, he was right. In a way, he was right. And in a way, that man was right in wishing to be alive, living with the Prophet ﷺ. But the companion wanted to drive his attention to something. Be obedient. Because at his lifetime, there were people who lived with him, but they were not obedient. That's what he meant. And today, we are so sad that we are deprived from his companionship. It's true. I mean, just think about it. I was 10 years old, and I was imagining that I'm with the Prophet ﷺ, living with him, enjoying that life with a companion, in his companionship. But since we are deprived from that, is there anything we can do? I mean, he was asking Allah for this companion, asking Allah for that companion. One person came to him and said, "Oh Prophet, ask Allah for me, Jannah." He said, "You are in Jannah." Then Ukasha said, "Oh Prophet, what about me?" He said, "Sabaqaka biha Ukasha." No, Ukasha said. Then another person said, "What about me?" So people used to be asking the Prophet, "What about us? Can't we achieve some of the Prophet's supplication for us?" Yes, you do. The Prophet ﷺ said, "نَضَّرَ اللَّهُ امْرَأً سَمِعَ مِنَّا مَقَالَةً فَوَعَاهَا فَأَدَّاهَا كَمَا سَمِعَهَا." In another narration, رَحِمَ اللَّهُ امْرَأً. What does it mean? May Allah brighten the face of one who hears from me hadith that was narrated from me. He understood it, he received it, he well understood it, then he conveyed it to someone else. In another narration, may Allah grant him mercy. That means, if you work on conveying the hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ, then the dua of Rasulullah will be encompassing you, will be containing you, consisting you. This is supplication not only for the lifetime of his companions, is for all times, for anyone who strive in learning the hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ, understanding it and conveying it. The Prophet is asking Allah to brighten his face and to grant him mercy. So the hadith is ready. Don't say that I'm not lucky, I did not live with the Prophet. Here, you can do something. You can achieve his mercy. And if I said that, then I have to remind people about those who do not differentiate between the hadith, the authentic one, and the weak one. Subhanallah. Many books. Many books. You can find them even in the mosques. They contain kadhib ala Rasulullah. Ay wallah. Lie. Yes, it contains some authentic hadith, but they're little compared to those. So what is your task? Your task is to check, investigate. To investigate those scholars who do not allow themselves to put in their books any weak hadith. It's a matter of deen. Don't say that's a good sheikh. No. Listen to me carefully. In this life, you are troubled as a matter of fitna from Allah. Troubled by some so-called sheikhs who are liars. And they wrote books that contain a lot of weak fabricated hadith. So how can we tell? That's a good question. There are those who call themselves Ahlul Hadith. The people of Hadith, you may find some among them they have problems, their character, etc., etc. But in general, the people of Hadith are the closest one to the Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and those are the ones that do not allow themselves to narrate false or weak Hadith. You have to look for those people. It's your responsibility. You're supposed to be looking for scholars who are Sunni scholars, tracking the Sunnah of Rasulullah. Is it difficult? No, it's not difficult. If you strive, there are people who strove to invent computers, washing machines, etc. They strove. Why? There is a need for that. And there's a need for you to achieve Allah's mercy and to follow the track, to track the straight way of the Prophet ﷺ. This is a need. If you look for it, you're going to find it. Don't tell me, I couldn't find it. That's not true. What is the sign of the Sunni scholar that you should be taking knowledge from him? What are the signs? Can you tell me? You tell me. If you're looking for a scholar, for sheikh, and you want to verify whether he is on the Sunnah or not, how can you verify that? Can you tell me, please? Anyone? Can anyone tell me? Yeah? Mm-hmm. You know, some of the tabi'een, they used to observe the prayer of someone, of the one they wanted to follow or take knowledge from him. They used to observe his prayer. If they realized that his prayer was on the Sunnah accurately, then they take the knowledge from him. Nowadays, you ask a person, for example, Sheikh, is bid'ah divided into two categories? If he says yes, there is a good bid'ah. This person is contaminated with a worse disease than leprosy. You know leprosy? He's not leopard. No. But his disease is worse than that. Because the Prophet never divided the bid'ah into two categories. He said, Kullu bid'atin dalala. And according to An-Nasa'i, narrated authentically, Wa kullu dalalatin fin. So is there good dalala? If there's good bid'ah and bad bid'ah, okay, because they say, no, the Prophet, he said, yes, he said every bid'ah is misguidance, but he meant not every bid'ah is misguidance. What? Sorry, excuse me. You're lying. Because the Prophet also said every misguidance is in hell. So as you said, not every bid'ah is bad, go ahead and say not every misguidance is bad. Are you going to say that? You're not going to say that. And that's a challenge. And I humbly say, I challenge anyone who wants to argue about the bid'ah being good. And I claim that no one can stand with me. Inshallah. I'm not arrogant. No. Humbly I say that. Somebody may say, oh, what about Umar saying good bid'ah? Is that right? Poor people. You know why this one precisely is good bid'ah? You know why? Bid'ah is the thing that someone started it. Is that right? Salat Tarawih was started by who? Huh? No, by the Prophet. The Prophet did it before him. That's why it's good. Umar didn't say, نعم البدعة ما فعلت أنا. He didn't say that. It's ambiguous. There's something ambiguous. And some people take advantage of it. نعمة البدعة هذه. The good bid'ah is that. Okay. Did he say because I did it? No. Who did it before him? The Prophet Muhammad. So you have no evidence ever to use this. Why Umar said it? Umar said it linguistically. As the Quran uses that linguistically as well. قُلْ مَا كُنْتُ بِدْعًا مِنَ الرُّسُلِ. What's your bid'an here? I was not the first Rasul. Many messengers have passed before me. مَا كُنْتُ بِدْعًا مِنَ الرُّسُلِ. And the Prophet uses the word sunnah linguistically as well. مَنْ سَنَّ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ سُنَّةً حَسَنًا. What did the Prophet mean with the word sunnah? His own sunnah? No. He's talking about character, a good deed. Let's go. وَمَنْ سَنَّ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ سُنَّةً سَيِّئَةً. This is the evidence that the Prophet did not mean here his own sunnah, because here is talking about bad sunnah. And there is nothing that comes from the Prophet which is bad sunnah. Did you get the point? So if Allah used the word bid'an linguistically, and the Prophet used the word sunnah linguistically, Umar used the word bid'an linguistically as well. But it must render to the Prophet, because the Prophet started Salat al-Tarawih, not Umar. Okay, so that's the first dua of Rasulullah. May Allah grant mercy on the one who heard my hadith and then he conveyed it. Is there any other thing? Yes. رحم الله امرأ تكلم فغنم أو سكت فسلم. May Allah's mercy be on one who speaks and he achieves good in his speech. Like what? لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس. There is no good in most of what people argue and talk about, use their tongues, except one who enjoins or encourage sadaqah, encouraging sadaqah, speaking to encourage sadaqah, or a good deed, or reconciliation between people. This is the three exempted thing among what people speak. So may the mercy of Allah be granted to the one whom, when he speaks, he achieves good, hasanat. Or when he keeps silent, that means keeping silent from saying something bad, then he will be saved. If he speaks, he gains. But if he keeps quiet, because he wants to be saved from saying something that caused him in trouble. رحم الله امرأ تكلم فغنم أو سكت فسلم. The words, that's why you need guys to learn Arabic. Wallahi, if you learn Arabic and you hear these words of the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet was given والسلام, the less words, less blessed words with a great meaning. There are people who speak too much words and the result of those words are little. But the Prophet was given the opposite. Small words with great meaning. رحم الله امرأ تكلم فغنم أو سكت فسلم. سبحان الله. رحم الله امرأ رحم الله عبدا سمحا إذا باع سمحا إذا اشترى سمحا إذا اقتص. In another narration, اقتضى. What's the meaning of that? May Allah grant the mercy on one who is forbearant, flexible. Forbearant, flexible. When he sales. Forbearant when he buys. Forbearant when he seeks his right or saw someone or judge with someone. Did you understand that? If you go now to the market there, how much is this? 50. Can you make it 45? Huh? Sorry? No. Prices are fixed. They will realize that you came from another world. Because this world, everything is fixed. Okay? Yeah. But in your own country, can you make it? Yeah, okay. How much you have? 50. How much you have? I have 49. Oh, brother, no problem. Give me. But that doesn't go here. Huh? They want the 1 penny before the 49.99. If you give them 49.99, no. We want the last penny before the 49.99. Fixed. Flexibility is important. So, forbearant if he buys, forbearant if he sells, forbearant if he seeks his rights. One thing I like here in this country, which I don't like in the Middle East, they are forbearant in driving. But in our country, no way. No. You know, they stopped for you because they could not defeat you. They could not stop you. That's why they had to give you the way. But here, subhanallah, that's why we say in Arabic, and those who know Arabic, they will understand what I mean. قيادة السيارات هنا مبنية على المسامحة, while in our country مبنية على المشاححة. Sure. Here they are more forbidden. Wallahi. You know, if somebody give you the light or signal like this, it means please go, right? While in our country, when he goes like this, and don't go, I'm coming. It's the opposite. Yeah. Also, the Prophet ﷺ said, رحم الله امرأ صلى قبل العصر أربعا. May Allah grant the mercy on one who performs 4 rak'ah before Asr. So now you can achieve the dua of Rasulullah. It's not only for the companions, you can have it as well. Allahumma arham al-muhalliqeen. Muhalliqeen are those who shave completely. Then the companion said to him, wal-muqassirin, yani those who shave but not completely, they keep a little. Then the Prophet said, wal-muqassirin. But after saying 3 times, rahimallahu al-muhalliqin. So you can, this is an act by which you can be granted mercy. Both, any. Umrah or Hajj. By this I say, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I forgot to say to you before I end, that this very assembly in itself is an assembly of mercy. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, there are no people that gather together remembering Allah, learning their deen, but they will be achieving mercy. They will be granted mercy by Allah. So this is in itself an assembly of mercy. So we take advantage of this by saying, Oh Allah, grant us your mercy and help us to learn your deen on the way of your Prophet ﷺ, the way he worshipped you, and the way our predecessors, Salaf as-Salih, had understood your way, your Prophet's way, and practiced it. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خير. Any question? You have to, if you ask questions, you're risking yourself. You won't be able to go back home early. So, I'll leave it to you. Would you like to ask any question, brothers? Relative to this topic, any question? Yes, mother?
What's the meaning of mercy? The meaning of mercy.
Mercy is rahmah.
The meaning.
In English?
Explanation about.
No need for explanation, because mercy is well known, even in English and Arabic is well known. Okay? This person is merciful. You know, so there's no need for me to give explanation to it. I'm sorry. I hope I did not disappoint you, but to me it's very clear. There's no need to find any explanation, especially linguistically, because we're talking about a subject that this word or this subject is well understood. Jazakumullah khairan. Any question? No more questions? Yes.
The hadith that Mama Nancy on the one that Sheikh said, that in the context of Hajj and Umrah.
Yes, yes. It's only for Hajj and Umrah. بارك الله فيك. طيب سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. جزاكم الله خيرا.
Just a few announcements, inshallah. Firstly, Jazakallah khairan, Shaykh, for coming spending some time with us. It was very beneficial, and inshallah he will be with us again on Thursday, inshallah, when we have the conference from Asr to Isha. That's this Thursday. He'll be one of the Shaykh who will be coming to speak on one of the, it will be on the five greatest prophets. And be pleased with them all. He will be delivering a talk on one of them, inshallah.